Command line execution. We've been using MonoDevelop, which is a specialized environment and insulates you from what's really going on in the operating system. Also, C# insulates you, as we've discussed before, with its file path and directory classes. If we go now to the command line, then we will see more dependence on the particular operating system. Do look at the command line introduction, and we'll go through some of it as we illustrate things here. So here I'm on Windows, and I'm in a Mono command prompt window. On Windows, this starts in the system directory here. I can change to my home directory with this cd command, cd for change directory. And I will use an absolute path starting from the \, and my directory is in users/anh. That changes me to my home directory. Mac users should start off in a similar place on their own machine. Let me change to some further directories. I know under here I have a 170 directory. Under that I have my source, and inside that I've got the examples. We can see the large number of examples here. If I do a dir for directory, it's ls on a Mac, and we got all sorts of things. I want to continue now on into the addition1 project, and I can go then into the bin subdirectory, and under that is the debug subdirectory. I've already built the addition1 executable. Now let me try running this from the command line. I can use the mono program addition1.exe. And this is the thing that gives me several sums and asks me for some more numbers to get some more sums. And there we have them. You will notice that this window does not suddenly appear and disappear. The terminal keeps on going when I run a program from the command line. I don't lose what happened before. I'm on Windows, and MonoDevelop actually builds a Windows executable. I don't need to say mono at the beginning. I don't even need the .exe. I can just say addition1, and the same thing works. Now I'm going to change out of this directory, but I'm going up the directory tree, so I'll do cd ... puts me up one directory to bin and another directory. This puts me in the project directory. I'm going to list with a dir for Windows. Again, it would be ls for Windows. And you see there is the source code, addition1.cs. Now I want to go on to completely avoid MonoDevelop here and compile this program right here from the command line. The compiler is gmcs, and I can tell it to compile addition1.cs. And there we are. Now, if I do a dir, I'll find that I have a copy of addition1.exe, the executable, right here in this directory. And then again, I could go on and execute it from here. Mono addition1.exe. And more numbers. Now let me switch to another project. I'm going to go up to the examples and then down to addition3. Let's see what's in this directory. We have addition3.cs, this source. Let's see what happens if I say to compile this one. Addition3.cs. I get an error. Addition3 incorporated our UIF library class. MonoDevelop kept track of that, but here where I'm just doing it raw, basically on the command line, it doesn't know about that file. So I need to talk about it explicitly. So that happens to sit in the upper directory down to the UI project, and it was uif.cs. So I can directly include that file, and then it's happy, and then I can run it using the Windows approach here, and it runs the same way. Now let's try a project where we read a file. Let me change directory up to examples, and now down to some file. Let's see what we have here. I'm doing dir. Again, it would be ls on a Mac. And we have both the source code and the numbers.txt file that the program uses. Let's go ahead and compile. Oops, I need to add the UI thing here too. /UI/UI.cs. Now it works. And let's run this. So it's going to be mono sum file.exe. We'll enter the name of a file of integers. Well, you remember the last time we did this in MonoDevelop, I had to look up 2 folders to find numbers.txt. I couldn't just give the name by itself. But this time, running from the command line where I worked on the source code file and directly converted to an executable in this same directory, then numbers.txt is also in the same directory. So I can just use the simple name, and it works, and we get the sum of 16. With the extra dots, it would not have worked. Hidden from you, MonoDevelop also uses GMCS, but with a whole lot of extra fancy options that change the execution directory and mess around with the debugging. MonoDevelop did, of course, keep track of our library files and various other information about the project. When I just run directly with GMCS, I have to remember to put in all that stuff. There are also ways of keeping track of multi-file projects neatly from command line tools. One example is Nant, which comes with Mono.